what is going on, guys? It's your boy GT Lobster here, and we're back with a brand new. Yo, I just first want to thank you guys so much for all the support. We're almost to 80,000 subscribers already. So close to 100,000. You guys are crazy, man. You've been blowing up all my recent videos. It is insane. So today I am still on my webcam. My Canon camera is still getting fixed, so bear with me with the webcam quality. At least I have a microphone, and it's not that bad. But let's get right into this video. I have a crazy helicopter, one of the craziest helicopter landings that you will ever see. It is of a Danish ship. I believe it is a Lynx helicopter. Now the funny thing is, as many of you guys know, I was a qualified landing signalman enlisted, an LSE, for CVN, aircraft carrier operations, and small boy, small deck operations. So I was able to launch and recover any type of aircraft from, I did recover British aircraft, American, Australian, Japanese. I recovered Marine Ospreys. My main platform that I worked on was MH-60 Romeos. They were anti-submarine helicopters was our main mission. We had one of the most expensive helicopters in the whole fleet with some of the most advanced technology to not only hunt, but destroy submarines. We can arm our helicopters with torpedoes. We had 50 cal M22s. We also had chaff and flare to deflect any attacks that were upon us. So let's hop into this video. I'm gonna break it down, give some commentary, let you know what's going on and what I would have done, and also why it's super, super sketchy and dangerous what happened, but let's start it. That is some heavy freaking seas. I was in some heavy seas on the carry. We were in some huge storms. I was also in some heavy seas on the cruiser, and a lot of people got seasick. You're literally walking on the walls with the roll of the ship. You're walking on the freaking walls, basically. And here we go, man, let's get this clip going. Yeah, I've definitely recovered a Lynx aircraft because I believe the Royal Navy uses these same helicopters, if not very similar, because this looks very similar to what I recovered. But as you can see, the deck is pitching. Man, it's crazy. We did not use flags. I never used flags per se. Right now, he's saying, this is the signal for land. This is the signal for hover. Now we're back in the pilot's view. And what's very sketchy about this is they're not using a rasp probe. I'll stop it when it gets closer, but I'll tell you guys what a rasp probe is and why the American Navy, why we use a rasp probe. But normally we would not even go out to sea. Obviously this is training because you have to be trained for what if scenarios. Like what if there's a crazy storm ruin and we have to launch the birds and we have to recover them. You have to be trained in these situations. So right now he's just saying hover. You can see the LSE, the Danish LSE. He's not saying anything. He's not telling him to land yet. And then when he wants him to land, he'll do this, man, when it's safe. So I also just want to stop it right there, though, too, real quick. A lot of people give slack to LSCs. They say, oh, dude, the pilots aren't even listening to you. You're not doing anything. They can land themselves. They don't need you to wave your arms around. To an extent. Now, if you're recovering Sierras, MH-60 Sierras are the other type of helicopter that are on an aircraft carrier. It's MH-60 Romeos and MH-60 Sierras. Sierras, the air crewman can lean all the way out of the helicopter and can spot for the pilot. So if you're an LSE for Sierras, yes, you're kind of not really there for landing purposes. Only in certain situations. You're mostly there for safety because, believe it or not, a lot of stupid people on the carrier will pop up on the port catwalk. They'll pop up portside catwalk literally when a helicopter is right overhead and coming down, and they can get blown off the deck. There's some really, really, really stupid people. So you're there for safety. You're also there because you're the main communication to the air traffic controllers, to primary flight control, who is up, I believe on the bridge, or if not on the bridge, one level below the bridge. So you're talking directly you have direct comms to the primary flight control officer, and you're involved with everyone's safety. You're the primary safety person for everything that's going on around you and everything on that helicopter spot. So, but what I was saying, where it is necessary for me, I was an LSE for Romeos. Now, Romeos, our air crewmen cannot lean out of the helicopter like they can on Sierras. So the pilot does have to go off of what I do more, especially on spot 3. So, you know, in small boy operations like this, the LSE is also, you know, he's telling me, I'm assuming he's telling me to land now that the ship is level, right? The deck is not pitching anymore. So he's like, all right, dude, now's your time. Now's your chance to land. And also the pilot knows, you know, to land. Stop it right there again, because we're pretty much at the end, and the hand signal you gave, the next hand signal normally you'll do is chocks and chains. There'll be people that will run in, throw in chocks, throw down chains. That's going to secure the aircraft to the deck. The helos are very top heavy. If a big swell comes, it can tip over. So you got to secure it with chains, tie them really tight, throw in those chocks. But what a rasp probe is what we use if there's heavy seas right now, or if it's a dangerous landing on a small boy. Basically, it's a probe that gets lowered down out of the aircraft. It is something that we have to test to make sure it works. Every time a bird goes and flies to the small boy from the carrier, we have to test the rasp probe to make sure that it works. It's very, very heavy when you release it, and it can cause injury, so you got to be very careful. But basically, the rasp probe comes down, and it goes inside the hole. There is a hole, H-O-L-E, on Navy ships, small boys and cruisers, and I think frigates as well. The rasp probe will go into, connect, and it's still connected to the helicopter, and it's going to guide the helicopter down. It's literally going to help guide it and pull the helicopter down in really heavy seas and sketchy scenarios. So that is even more dangerous, that the Danish Navy right here, they don't use a rasp probe. Or not, I didn't see one. Because normally you have people that run out. You have people, you know, on the ship, part of the helicopter squadron, that will run out and secure the rasp probe to the deck, and then it will be lowered down by the air crewman and also the pilot. I believe has control of the rasp probe as well. But super sketchy, man. Crazy landing, and pretty awesome video. I just want to see what the end here. Did they show anything else? No, that's literally the end. All right. What do I say now? GT Lobster. Thank you guys so much for all the support. If you enjoyed this video and this breakdown, let me know if you find any more clips. This video was sent to me by a subscriber, so thank you so much. He sent to me the video on Twitter. So, man, feel free to, guys, to point me towards videos like this that you want me to break down or commentate on, because it was a lot of fun. And I hope you guys learned something new and have better grammar than I am. I'll see you guys very soon. Brand new videos almost every day. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. Make sure you support. Follow all my social media below at JT Suits. I do have a Patreon if you want to help support the channel more. And my boy, Papa. Hopefully I get my camera fixed so we can just get back to normal, man. Let's get it, my boy, Papa.